the intro, we did for the show, but we're not musical, as you may know. So we'll keep it just for a bit, as we do have words that kind of fit. If you can, make a better one, send it in, and that'll be fun, because we'll use it, get everyone laughing, because this one is embarrassing. TJ, I thought you could dance at this bit.
No.
TJ, are you dancing?
No, I'm not.
So come along and watch us code, make some stuff, and help you know that not much rhymes with draft will make game for a laugh.
Yeah.
Woo! Yay! Woo!
Hello.
Hello. Very nice for you to join us on this slightly less wet day today.
There's that much excitement. I'm just like, local dogs have literally just all started barking at this moment. It's almost like they know we are now live.
They're sensing the super sausage, of which TJ's done some beautiful artwork on. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Why, thank you.
It's okay. Oh, my zoom in button's broken.
What?
It's
Coffee in chat. Yes.
Yeah, coffee.
Yes.
I think something's sad times. I think sticky keys or something. Whoop, whoop. Sticky keys or something have happened and ruined my life. Not the first time that sticky keys have ruined my life. But there we go. Right, okay. TJ's done some lovely artwork. Yay, look. Here we go. Look,
I went for a new art style. Thought we'll go semi-Minecraft style for the man.
Very nice shoes there, TJ.
Why, thank you. Okay. I don't quite know what they are, but they have no laces in them. That's all we do now.
And we also have the doggy. A very good dog. The head of the dog just made from a single oval there, which is...
Or do I go for a sausage dog or like a basset hound kind of? I mean, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well,
breed we got.
The thing that TJ did is he stuck to consistency, keeping things the same. He thought, I'll go with Minecraft for the person, and then for the dog, I'll do the complete, I'll do the complete opposite, and just go for round corners on everything. Yeah, because that's what makes good art, isn't it? Where you don't stick to standards. There we go. It's a lesson. They're beautiful anyway, TJ. I shouldn't tease so much. Better than my sausage laser. That is all. I'm going to correct the spelling of that. Just pressing F2 there. Sausage. Right, anyway. Good. I have labelled this because we're nearly up version 3. To be or not to be? That's the question. Well, it is to be. This is Patience version to be. To be complete, to be continued, to be all of those things.
To be or not to be.
And what we're going to do in this session is complete the game. So currently, if we run the game, we have the guy. We have the fact that he has... some goo shooting out of his finger, and then we have the fact that when the patience bar builds up big enough, he can fire a sausage. Look at that dog! Oh, he's really excited about it. But there we go, and you've got to fire it through, and if you fire too quickly you get very slow sausage movements there.
Like the Matrix.
Although also if you see the fact that there's so many of them that they're getting crushed inside. One's pushing down and one's pushing up. So I think we might label that as our first bug of today, and we'll do a slight cheat here. So what we'll do is inside. Oh, here we go. Second bug of the day.
My dog's being mocked in the chat.
Well,
I believe this.
I don't know why, TJ. I have no idea why. We're meant to be nice to each other.
Got on Pixabay.
Is that what they said? You should have got some free art.
I'm saying that. They're just saying that dog with a laughing face. So
there you go.
Thank you for that.
So what we'll do is we'll say we've got a crushed value here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a new condition that every time that this is overlapping that, so every time a sausage is overlapping the gap, so it's stuck inside it, we're going to add 1 to its alterable values. Add 2. It's disappearing off screen. Oop. And we're going to add to being crushed, add 1. Then we'll say every time it's not being crushed, so I'm just going to negate that. Then we'll set the alterable values just off the screen again. I need to sort out my screen positioning. Crushed back to 0. And then if crushed manages to get to the alterable values of crushed, so just using that counter, if it gets greater than, I don't know, if it's been crushed for more than, I don't know, what we're doing, 60 frames a second, that's probably a second's worth, then we'll destroy it. And so let's try that now. Let's see if we can fix that bug in the game.
Bug.
Fire the super sausages. They're not getting far enough. Oh, these are getting far enough. Go on, get crushed. There they are, being destroyed as they get too crushed. Maybe a higher number might be better.
It looks more realistic. Yeah.
Blimmin'. Right. Click Team Fusion.
Super intense sausages have overridden.
I'm gonna say when it gets to 25. Right. I had a bit of a brainwave. I was thinking about the laser because last session on Wednesday. It's been so long, that whole 48 hours. So on Wednesday, we ended up with a weird solution where it just keeps on firing a laser out, and then you can get a kind of wiggly effect that if I move up and down, it wiggled. So I turned that off so that it only fires the laser when he stops. But then I thought all about the loops. Do you remember last session we were all about the loops? And so flipping out with this EDRT crashing. That's just
crashing.
It's just the runtime, which is a jargon word there. The runtime is the code that runs the program in itself. So the runtime, like Windows runtime, means that your game can crash, but Windows can continue, but Windows runtime can crash and cause your game to quit out. So the runtime for Click Team Fusion keeps on crashing only when I quit. So it's just a pain. But it's better than crashing when I don't want to quit. I had a brainwave using a loop. And I thought that with our laser, we want them instantaneously to go across. And with the dog, we had it sort of 50 times a second or 100 times a second, chasing the intense super sausage with a fast loop. And that got me thinking about fast loops. That if I said that the hotspot... Oh, wait a minute. Let me do that again. The hotspot... And we definitely need to have a little jingle for hotspots. If the hotspot is here, and then the end of the lasers here. And I remember from last time that our grid got set up to be 52 because that was the width of the gaps, just a random number that ended up being our artwork. Now, if I make the laser be exactly that, so exactly 52, so 52, apply, and I'm going to go... Someone said green last time, and I think the purple one just looks a little bit weird, so we'll go with the green laser this time. And just add some...
I'm a fire in my laser.
There we go. Now, I'm going to say that we're going to create a laser from this guy, and then at the end of the laser, create the next laser, end of the laser, create the next laser. So I'm going to use a flag, this little switch being on and off. So next laser made.
We have a solution in chat.
Yeah, go on.
Don't ever quit.
That's it. It's a life lesson, really, isn't it? Like... Don't. That's it. Don't quit. There
we go.
That's a different thing to patience, though, not quitting. Perseverance. Don't quit. Let's ask a question. So, how stubborn? Let's ask the group here. How stubborn are you? Because patience and stubbornness are kind of part and parcel of the same thing, a little bit, aren't they? But how stubborn are you? Is there anything that you've been really stubborn with? Can we ask that question out? Phrase that as a question and ask it out to Internet World.
Okay, Internet World. Ooh. What? Yeah, we could ask for an example. So, give us an example of something you have been the most stubborn with. Your most stubborn moment. What can you think of?
Are you ever stubborn, TJ?
All the time.
All the time.
Yes, it's very difficult for people to try and change my mind on something once I have an opinion on it. So I guess I am quite stubborn in that aspect.
1 laser, 2 laser, 3 laser, 4 laser, 5 laser, 6 laser, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lasers to dog. So let's do a loop of 16 lasers. So start loop, 16 laser, 16.
Oh, we're still calling it a dog then, at least.
Well, yeah. I don't know what in the chat they're suggesting we call it. Some freak of nature, some kind of.
Wow. I don't even want to ask chat what they would call it.
Yeah, go on. That's the sub question. Are you stubborn? And the other question is, what should we call this?
What breed is this? if it is one.
What is that? So, don't know. It's been crossbred, like extremely crossbred. Right. Oh, I've just messed up now. I've just said I want to create a person from the person. Oh, that would have been a bug. Create object. I want to create a laser from the person relative to its hotspot. No, action point. So I want it to come out of his finger. Okay, so we start the loop 16 times of laser. And so on my fast loop, loops, laser, I want to check, insert, if the laser has its flag off. Has it got the flag off for next laser made? And then if it has got it off, then we will create an object. We will create another laser, and we will create that relative to the laser that we made before, and we will use our action point that we moved to the end of the laser. And so, oops, it should be 0, 0 that. 0, 0, keep it in a straight line. Create that from the action point, and then we also need to...
we've got one answer.
What's that?
When I don't want to get out of bed.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a very good one.
I'm going to test my piece of code. I don't trust it will work. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Right. So there's just one aspect that we're missing, is the fact that it needs to stop when it hits something. But it's definitely firing a lot faster. And definitely firing not from the point that I expected it to as well. Blooming bugs everywhere.
We've got another one.
So,
when we're deciding where to drop on Fortnite, that's a good one.
what happens if you don't drop? Do you just end on the very end of the map?
It kicks you out at the end of the island, so anyone who hasn't just falls together.
Okay.
See if it's got a clump of people who are inactive.
Right, that's the action point. That's the hotspot. That's the action point. The action point's on his fingers. Yeah. Right, and then the hotspot where it creates it from. Oh, look at that. That's my issue right there. I didn't move it to the end. That should be at 52. There we go. And then, great. And then that should be at 1. Great. Good. Oh, it's 0. Yep. 52. Good. Height of 1. Good. Right. Let's try that again. See the laser firing. Boo, 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 boo. There's something weird happening in terms of the height of it. It seems to spread out to double a bit further on. But, okay, so that's firing out. So what we want to do is we want to have another check.
Remember, don't quit. That was the key.
I just press my bug buttons all the time, so much so that, yeah. Right, there we go. Fix them everywhere. Right. So I don't know what's happening now. I need to check if it's hit anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a flag inside this guy. So because the laser gets destroyed, laser has hit. Okay, and then I'll say that new on loop laser. If a laser is overlapping this, then at that point change his flag to be on, laser has hit, and only make the laser if his flag is off. Okay, so make the laser on loop laser if that's there, and then we just need to always reset his flag to off, has laser hit at the beginning. So let's run through this slowly. Let's so always, every time, as fast as the code is running through, set the laser hit to off. We need to create a laser from his, look at that, from 0, 0. That's why it's coming out of a random part of his body. Create the laser from him, and then start loop laser. Now, and then it gets to start loop laser, and it goes off on this code 16 times by itself. If the laser hits off, which has just been set, and the next laser made is off, then create another laser from that laser and set the next laser made on. So we're just changing that switch to on, and then if it hits a block, then it sets laser hit to off. We could probably destroy it as well, if it makes sense. Now, if we run the application, theoretically now we're going to have... so
it's continuing it after.
Yeah, there's
also creating them, and
it's also
it's not destroying them.
No,
they're not touching
it is not creating them. So let's just work out why it's not destroying them. It should always destroy them. Let's have a look, and the destroy should always destroy the laser, set laser hit off, create the laser from him, and then start the laser 16 times. But it should destroy all lasers always before it does that loop. So what on earth is going wrong there? That create laser.
So apparently it looks like a lightsaber without, sorry, full screen. It looks like a lightsaber without the hilt. The laser does, not the dog, just to clarify. I like how it needed clarifying, did that. Thank you.
This dog is so confusing, this kind of dog.
It may now be a lightsaber. We've got another answer. So when I'm deciding which exotics to use in Destiny 2, that is also a good one, because you can only use one. So one exotic weapon and one exotic piece of armor. So I can see why that one is.
Right, I'm now going to change all of my code because I have no clue about why this laser is not being destroyed. Because I'm telling it to be destroyed. I'm saying always destroy the laser, but we've got this weird effect of it living on forever. So I'm going to change my solution to the problem. I'm not going to create the laser on top of the other laser. I'm going to use a counter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to on loop laser. We are going to not create a laser here. We are set laser hit to off. That's fine. On loop laser, we are going to count from this guy's ultra values. We're going to use this guy as a counter, and we're going to call it laser length. Always, we're going to set the laser length. Always doesn't mean all the time. It just means as quickly as it runs this code. So we're going to set the laser length to be 1. Right, fine, good. So we'll set the laser length to be 1, and then we'll run the code of laser. And then when you get rid of that, when it runs the code, we will create a laser, but we're just going to create it off screen. Just going to create it down here. We're then going to set its position. So we will set its position, set its y coordinate to the height of the player. So we're going to use his position, and we're going to use the y coordinate of his action point, so of his finger. But we're going to set the position, the x coordinate, we're going to set that to be whatever this dude's laser length is, times by 52. Right, and so that should just join on. It should set the height to where he is, and then it will add on as it goes along. And as soon as it hits, it should destroy and set laser hits on. So the only thing that we need to do is we need to add to his laser length. To his laser length each time. So if we add to his laser length each time. Okay, now do we set the laser length back to 0 at the beginning? Set it to 1. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now if we run the application, we get exactly the same bug, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Now we cry into a cup of tears. Drink away.
You could say it's like a new version of Splatoon. You're just painting the level green.
We could say that. Look at that. Look, it sorted itself out at that point. I'm going to add in. I'm going to add in. It's all against me today. I'm just gonna add in that if this guy, if he manages to count to 16, just destroy all the lasers. So ultra values. If you're adding one each time and you're doing it 16 times, 17. Yeah, if laser length gets to 17, then just destroy all the lasers. And if that doesn't work, I just need to consider my life choices. I need to consider my life choices. Why would it do that? Sad times. And I thought that would work. I thought it'd be a really neat solution, but I was wrong.
What order is it again for the destroying and?
I'll move them all next to each other, and I know the order matters, so I keep them in the same order. But I'll just move them next to each other to go through this. Right. So TJ, if you want to think of a question, a chocolate challenge question. We don't
care.
And in terms of the intense orange yesterday, did we actually get the person send us our address? Because I haven't received it yet.
It is someone who's won it before, so
they might not. Well, you're still open to the intense orange, but we have caramel collection, another Galaxy caramel collection, and it's smooth caramel, not the Yeah, not the gritty caramel that you normally get. It's the smooth caramel. So,
Okay, so I've got to answer last week's, not last week's. So
we had
this session question.
Yeah. So we had about being patient, both about being patient, and about when's to be patient, when's not a good time to be patient. So we could ask something about what helps them to be patient, if you want to phrase that into a question.
Ooh, I had one written out, but that might be a good one too. Yeah, we had either the one you've just said, or what is a really difficult thing to be patient with.
So last week we had when's it not okay to be patient. So yeah. So
yes.
Last session, yeah. Okay. So what question are you going to choose? Let's make it clear. Here's the chocolate question, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. So to you, chap. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Okay. When is a really difficult thing to be patient with? Okay.
So what do you find it difficult to be patient with? I want the best answer. So something that makes TJ laugh always is a good answer. So I will try and be patient, TJ, as I look through this code slowly. And please in chat, if you can help me out with what is wrong with the logic of this. I am saying always, and on the always rule, I've got this happening. I'm always setting a count to 999. That's not relevant for the laser. I'm always getting the dog to follow which sausage is closest. And then I'm going to... and then I get to move the dog. I always destroy the lasers. Now, laser check. Yeah, laser check. Yeah, that's right. It's the laser check. I always destroy. It should destroy all of the laser checks. I set the laser hit to being off on this character, and I set the laser length to be 1 for this character, and then I start looping 16 times doing my laser function. That all seems okay to me so far. Shout TJ if you spot any problems with it. Then, when I'm on loop laser, if the laser hit is off, then I create a laser. And I just create it randomly off screen. But then let's check the order of this. I set the position to him, I set the Y position to his hand, I set the X position to the laser length times 52, because in 52 blocks, pixels wide, and then I add 1 to the laser length. It should be simple. Why is it not simple? Then it keeps on. So that bit works. Now, if the laser is overlapping, now maybe I need to change this rather than is overlapping. That's the only thing I can say. Collision with another object. If the laser collides with this gap, then set laser hits on, destroy. But TJ, it destroys the one that hits. Oh yeah, no, and then it should set laser hit to on, and it shouldn't build any more, because that only runs when laser hits off. So that sets laser hit to on, and then if it gets 17, we destroy all the lasers, which is... And it almost works.
I was just going to say, yeah, so it said overlapping. Could that have affected it?
Look, and it manages to delete them at some points. It manages to delete them at some points, but then just at other points. And also, I did spot a bug earlier, just for amusement's sake. Here's the amusing bug. Watch the dog. Here we go. Okay. Watch the dog chase the sausage. I'll move TJ out for this one. Okay, here we go. There you go. Oh, there he goes. Off he goes. So we probably need to say that the dog only chases the sausage when it's on screen. So we'll just need to... So this loop of move dog, if the sausage is greater than the sausage dog and the sausage position, so if it's greater, if its Y coordinate is lower than the screen's height, the frame height. So just put a limit on there, and then if it's lower, then if it's greater than 0, so that it can actually... There we go. So now when I fire the sausage off into the dog should... Yeah, the dog stops there, and then if he fires upwards... Yeah, it stops there. Good. Right, this laser's been a pain in everything. So let's just always... Have we got any responses from the...
We do. So we have... so there's a discussion ensuing about how Fortnite players can be difficult because they're competitive, and then we've got to answer the question, is my little sister. So someone finds it very difficult to be patient with their younger sibling.
Yeah, I think we could all agree with that. I fixed it! TJ!
And then another... We've got another answer, and that's exciting. So I don't know where to look now. I'm on two screens.
TJ, just look at me! I made it work.
Headphones nearly.
That's fine. You the students come first. Go on, read out the.
Another one is Fortnite is someone's ultimate test of patience.
Good.
Getting more game-related responses this week. I kind of like it. I like it.
Look at that. Right.
I think this game is Adam's ultimate test of patience.
I think the coding is definitely right. I think that we're pretty much there now in terms of the fact that I've got this laser now. What the feature I wanted to add in is how many opportunities you've missed. So the fact is that if the laser length gets to 17, and let's negate that, and it's on, and if you get to laser length 17 and laser hit is off, and it hasn't hit anything, at that point you've missed an opportunity to fire your sausage. Does that make sense? That the laser got through the whole gap, so you could have fired your sausage. So just to annoy the player, I'm going to add a little counter up here of missed opportunity. Because I think that when we start thinking about things, how they could have been, and like looking back in the past and going, oh, that would have been good, and start having regrets, I think that makes us less patient, and that we start to get more selfish when we look at missed opportunities. So this is going to put them off. It's something that they shouldn't. You shouldn't focus on your missed opportunities. Just focus on new opportunities rather than missed opportunities. But let's add one to the counter. Let's see now if I can rack up some missed opportunities. Although I'm probably going to try at the bottom of the screen. There we go. Go on, TJ. What's tickled you?
The answers. Waiting for my computer to load 158 before I came on to watch me.
So what's that last bit? What about 58?
Waiting for my computer to load at 158 before I came to watch this.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it. That time drags. I tell you what, in the olden days, when we loaded things off tape, we had to wait half an hour. But yeah, although someone said that they had to wait 15 minutes for their Xbox to run updates before they could play the game. And when they used to have a Spectrum, it only took 10 minutes to load the tape. So,
my Nintendo 64 is faster to boot up and put a game on than it is an Xbox One. Like that is the reality of it. So
we're at the final stages of the game making now. We have fixed the laser. I'll add some sausage trails on if I can in the 1 minute that we've got. I'm going to use our lives. Lives are interesting in Click Team Fusion because they're a different type of counter. How do lives work in terms of the pictures, TJ?
So in Click Team Fusion, you are represented in the code with a joystick that represents your score and your lives, but the actual image just is basically telling you how many lives your character has. So they are two separate things when it comes to coding.
Yeah, so the actual
they represent
number,
your lives, but they're not your lives.
Yeah, so this thing that I'm drawing now is going to represent the sausages we fired, but it won't actually represent our lives. So let's just look at that. That's a thing of beauty there, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Look at that. Ooh, don't you just want to eat it? No. Right, okay. So how many sausages should we give them? In our application, we can set the default amount of lives. 5 sausages?
Yeah.
5 sausages we'll give them.
I think that's being generous.
That's being super generous. If I ever have 5 sausages, I think I've cardiac arrest. Okay, right. So every time we press spacebar, upon pressing spacebar, and if our lives, which TJ said are stored up here, compared to the lives, if I've got greater than 0 lives, then I can fire a sausage, but I need to subtract from my lives. Player control, number of lives. subtract 1. And so theoretically, when I fire, there we go, and I lose a sausage. There we go. Oh! Come on.
Ooh.
That was sad. Okay. And then we'll build a game over screen for that. It's come to half past, so TJ, do you want to choose a appropriate winner?
I am declaring the waiting for my computer to load at 1:58. That is the best answer.
That's fantastic. Well, we will finish off this game. We'll add some beautiful sound effects to it, but we need to get on with our virtual lessons that we've got this afternoon. We will wish you a very happy weekend. Enjoy yourselves. You can download and play this game at igamers.io, which I will type on the screen as TJ says his final thought for today.
Don't let people in your house this weekend. The weather may go bad. If you've got visitors, stay in the garden and stay safe. And try and stay patient with your video games because you don't want to get put off playing them.
No. So take care, be patient, and we will see you on Monday. Bye!
Bye!